Picture this, it's January 2006, the Australian Outback. A 35-year-old man named Megee is driving his truck down a remote highway in the Northern Territory, heading to a job interview. The road is empty, no other cars, no buildings, nothing but red dirt and scrub brush, stretching to the horizon. Suddenly a car pulls up beside him. Someone waves him down. Ricky, being a helpful guy, pulls over to see what they need. That's the last normal moment of Megee's life, because what happens next will leave him stranded in one of the harshest deserts on Earth, fighting for survival for 71 days with no food, no water, no supplies. He'll drink his own urine. He'll eat leeches raw. He'll lose half his body weight, and when he finally stumbles out of the desert barely alive, looking like a skeleton wrapped in sunburned skin, nobody will believe his story. This isn't a movie. This is real. This is what happened to Megee. And the crazy part? We still don't know exactly how he ended up out there, but we know what he did to survive, and it's absolutely brutal. Let me back up. Megee isn't some hardcore survivalist. He's a bricklayer from Brisbane, a regular working-class guy. He knows how to build walls, not survive in the desert. He's driving through the Northern Territory, one of the most remote, inhospitable regions in Australia, because he's got a job lined up. It's supposed to be a routine drive. Get there, start work, make some money. Simple. But when that car flags him down and he pulls over, everything goes wrong. Ricky gets out of his truck to help, and then this is where it gets murky. He says he was drugged. He doesn't remember exactly what happened next. His memory gets hazy. He thinks someone spiked his drink. Maybe they offered him water. Maybe they offered him food. He doesn't know. All he knows is that he loses consciousness. When he wakes up, he's in hell, literally. He's lying face down in the dirt, in the middle of the desert. His truck is gone. His wallet is gone. His phone is gone. Everything is gone. He's wearing just shorts and a t-shirt. No shoes. No hat. No water. Nothing. The sun is already blazing down. The temperature is climbing toward 45 degrees Celsius. That's 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Ricky sits up, disoriented, his head pounding. He looks around. Red dirt in every direction. Sparse scrub bushes. No landmarks. No roads. No idea where he is or how he got here. He's been dumped. Left to die. And he has no idea why. Most people in this situation would panic, would scream, would run in random directions until they collapsed. But Ricky does something smart. He stays put, at least for a little while. He tries to think. He checks his surroundings. There's a dried creek bed nearby. That's good. Creek beds sometimes have water, or at least shade. He stumbles toward it. His mouth is already dry. The heat is incredible. It's like standing in an oven. Every breath burns. His skin is already starting to cook. Ricky knows everyone in Australia knows that in the outback you can die of dehydration in less than a day. He needs water, now. He searches the creek bed. It's completely dry. No water, not even damp soil, just cracked mud and rocks. But wait, there's something. A small puddle, barely more than a wet spot. Ricky drops to his knees and drinks. It tastes like dirt and probably has parasites, but he doesn't care. He drinks every drop. And then he realizes the truth. That puddle won't last. The sun will evaporate it in hours. He's in serious trouble. Ricky looks around for more water. Nothing. He looks for food. Nothing. He looks for any sign of civilization. Power lines, roads, buildings. Nothing. Just endless desert. He's been dropped in the middle of nowhere and nobody knows he's here. Nobody's coming to look for him. He's on his own. Here's what you need to understand about the Australian Outback. It's one of the deadliest environments on Earth. It's not like a forest where you can find streams and berries and shelter. It's a desert, a hostile, ancient, unforgiving desert. Temperatures hit 45 degrees Celsius during the day and drop to near freezing at night. There's almost no water. The plants are mostly inedible. The few animals that survive out here are either poisonous or too fast to catch. People die out here all the time. Experienced hikers train survival experts. They go missing and their bodies are found weeks later, if they're found at all. And Megee, he's not a survival expert, he's a bricklayer, but he's about to learn survival the hardest way possible. Day 1 is all about water. Ricky searches for hours, walking along the dry creek bed, hoping to find a spring, a water hole, anything. He finds nothing. The sun is merciless. His skin is burning. His lips are cracking. His tongue is swelling. He knows he's not going to last long without water. Then he remembers something he'd heard once, maybe on TV, maybe from a friend. If you have no water, you can drink your own urine. It's disgusting, it's desperate, but it can keep you alive for a few extra days. Ricky doesn't want to do it. The idea makes him sick, but what choice does he have? So he does it. He urinates into his cupped hands and drinks. It's warm, it's salty, it tastes horrible, but it's liquid. It's something, and right now, something is better than nothing. This becomes Ricky's routine for the first few days. He drinks his urine to stay hydrated. He hides in what little shade he can find during the hottest parts of the day. He walks during the cooler evening hours, trying to find his way out. But the desert all looks the same. Red dirt, scrub brush, endless horizon. He has no idea which direction to go. By day 3, Ricky is in bad shape. He hasn't eaten. His body is consuming itself. He's dizzy, weak, stumbling. His skin is peeling from sunburn. His lips are split and bleeding. He's already lost weight, his body burning through fat, and then muscle just to keep functioning. But then he gets lucky, sort of. He finds a dam, a man-made water reservoir for cattle. It's stagnant, green with algae, probably contaminated, but it's water, real water, not urine. Ricky drinks until he's full. He doesn't care about parasites or bacteria. He needs water more than he needs to worry about getting sick. And that dam becomes his lifeline. He decides to stay near it. It's the only reliable water source he's found. Without it, he'll die in days. With it, he might survive. He doesn't know how long. Long enough for someone to find him? Maybe. If anyone's even looking. Now he needs food. Ricky searches around the dam. There's not much. Some grass, some insects. And then he sees them: leeches. Fat, slimy leeches in the stagnant water. They're disgusting. They're parasites. But they're protein. And Ricky is starving. He catches a leech. It's slimy and writhing in his hand. He looks at it. His stomach turns. But he's so hungry. So desperately hungry. His body is eating itself. He needs calories. Any calories. Ricky closes his eyes and swallows the leech whole. It's awful. Slimy wriggling down his throat. He wants to vomit, but he keeps it down. And you know what? It helps. That tiny bit of protein gives him a tiny bit of energy. Not much, but enough. So that becomes his diet. Leeches. Dozens of leeches. Every day Ricky wades into the gross water, catches leeches and eats them raw. Sometimes he finds grasshoppers and eats those too. Once he catches a small frog and eats it whole, skin, bones, everything. He's not living. He's surviving. Barely. The days blur together. Ricky loses track of time. Has it been a week? 2 weeks? He doesn't know. His body is deteriorating. He's lost so much weight that his ribs are showing. His cheeks are hollow. His arms are like sticks. He looks skeletal. His skin is blistered and peeling. He has sores that won't heal. Infections are setting in. But mentally, he's fighting. He refuses to give up. Every day he tells himself, today might be the day someone finds me. Today might be the day I walk out of here. He forces himself to keep moving, to keep eating leeches, to keep drinking that nasty dam water mixed with his own urine when the dam runs low. Around day 30, maybe it's day 30, he's not sure anymore. Ricky realizes he needs a better strategy. He's been waiting near the dam, hoping someone will come, but nobody's coming. This dam is on private property, probably on a remote cattle station, and whoever owns it might not check it for months. He can't just wait. He needs to find help. So he starts walking, not randomly. He follows the fence line. Cattle stations have fences, and fences connect to roads eventually. If he follows the fence, maybe, just maybe, he'll find a road, or a building, or another person. But walking is agony. He has no shoes. His feet are torn up, covered in cuts and blisters. Every step hurts. The ground is like walking on broken glass, sharp rocks, thorny plants, burning sand. But he keeps going, slow, painful steps. Sometimes he can only walk for an hour before he has to rest. But he keeps going. Days turn into weeks. Ricky is now more corpse than human. His body fat is gone. His muscles are wasting away. His organs are starting to fail. He should be dead. By all logic, by all medical science, he should have died weeks ago. But somehow his body keeps functioning. Barely. On a diet of leeches, contaminated water, and sheer willpower. He starts hallucinating. The heat, the starvation, the dehydration, it's messing with his brain. He sees things that aren't there, hears voices. Sometimes he thinks he sees cars in the distance, but when he walks toward them, they disappear. His mind is breaking down. But even through the hallucinations, even through the delirium, one thought keeps him going. I will not die here. He repeats it like a mantra. I will not die here. I will not die here. Around day 60, maybe later, he's lost all sense of time. Ricky stumbles onto a dirt road. An actual road, tire tracks, evidence of human activity. He can barely believe it. He's found civilization, or at least the edge of it. He follows the road. It takes everything he has. His feet are destroyed. His body is shutting down, but he keeps walking, one foot in front of the other. He'll walk this road until he finds someone or until he dies, trying. And then, on day 71, he sees it. A truck, a real truck, driving down the road. Ricky waves his arms. He tries to yell, but his voice is gone, just a croak. The truck is getting closer. Did they see him? Are they going to stop? The truck stops. Two men get out. They're workers from a nearby cattle station. They look at Ricky, and they don't recognize him as human at first. He looks like a skeleton, skin stretched over bones, sunburned beyond recognition, barely able to stand. "Help me," Ricky croaks. "Please." The men are shocked. One of them later said Ricky looked like something from a horror movie. He weighed less than 50 kilograms. He'd lost more than half his body weight. His skin was burned black in places, peeling in others. His eyes were sunken. He was shaking. He looked like he'd been dead for a week but somehow was still walking. They get him into the truck. They give him water, real clean water. Ricky drinks and drinks and drinks. They drive him to the nearest town, to a hospital. Doctors examine him and they can't believe he's alive. 71 days in the outback with no supplies, no training, no help, surviving on leeches and dam water. It's medically impossible, but here he is. Ricky spends weeks in the hospital recovering. Slowly, painfully, he gains weight back, his wounds heal, his mind clears, and then he tells his story. He says he was drugged and dumped in the desert, left to die. He doesn't know who did it or why. Maybe it was a robbery gone wrong. Maybe it was random violence. Maybe it was something else. He has theories but no proof. The police investigate but they find nothing. No evidence. No suspects. Whoever did this to Ricky got away with it. And here's where it gets controversial. Some people don't believe Ricky's story. They think he's lying. They think maybe he crashed his truck while drunk or high and wandered into the desert by accident. They think the drugging story is a cover. Why? Because there's no evidence, no witnesses, just Ricky's word. But the medical evidence is undeniable. Ricky survived 71 days in the outback. He lost over 50% of his body weight. He has scars and injuries consistent with his story. Whether he was drugged and dumped or wandered off by mistake, either way, what he survived is real. And it's extraordinary. Doctors who examined Ricky say he should be dead. Multiple times over he should be dead. Dehydration should have killed him in the first week. Starvation should have killed him by week 3. Organ failure, infection, heat stroke, any of these should have ended him. But his body somehow kept going. Some doctors think it's because he stayed near water, even though it was contaminated. Some think it's because he kept moving, kept his mind focused. Some think it's just luck. Dumb, impossible luck. Ricky himself doesn't have a good explanation. He just says he refused to die. He had too much to live for. Family, friends, a life he wasn't ready to give up. So he ate leeches and drank filthy water, and walked on destroyed feet and survived. After he recovers, Ricky tries to move on with his life. But it's hard. He has PTSD, nightmares. He can't drive through the outback anymore without panic attacks. The experience marked him, physically and mentally. He's alive, but he's not the same person who got into that truck in January 2006. The mystery of what happened to him, who drugged him, why he was dumped, remains unsolved. The police never found his truck. They never found suspects. The case went cold. Some people still think Ricky made it up or exaggerated. Others believe him completely. But here's what we know for sure. Ricky Megee survived 71 days in one of the harshest environments on Earth, with no gear, no training, and almost no food. He drank his own urine. He ate leeches and frogs, and grasshoppers raw. He walked on broken, infected feet for miles and miles. He refused to give up even when his body was shutting down. Most survival experts say the maximum survival time in the outback without supplies is about 3 days. Ricky lasted 71. That's not just impressive. That's nearly impossible. But he did it. There are lessons in Ricky's story about willpower, about refusing to give up even when death seems certain, about the human body's incredible, horrifying ability to keep functioning even when it should have shut down long ago. Ricky's body cannibalized itself, burned through fat, then muscle, then started breaking down organs, but it kept him alive just long enough. Survival instructors now use Ricky's story as a case study. What did he do right? He found water and stayed near it. He ate anything he could find, no matter how disgusting. He kept moving, kept looking for help. He didn't panic. He didn't give up. What did he do wrong? He got in that situation in the first place. Maybe he should have been more cautious about who he trusted. Maybe he should have told someone his exact route. Maybe he should have carried emergency supplies in his truck. We don't know. But we know that once he was in that situation, he did almost everything right. Today, Ricky Megee is still alive. He doesn't do many interviews. He doesn't like talking about what happened. It's too painful, too traumatic. But occasionally, he shares his story to warn others about the dangers of the outback, to remind people that the desert doesn't care who you are or how tough you think you are. It will kill you if you're not prepared. And if you ever find yourself lost in the desert, Ricky's survival is proof that it's possible to make it out. You just have to be willing to do whatever it takes. Drink your own urine. Do it. Eat raw leeches. Do it. Walk on broken feet until you find help. Do it. Because the alternative is dying out there alone, with nobody ever knowing what happened to you. Ricky Megee refused to be that person. He refused to become another missing person statistic, another body found months later by some unlucky hiker. He fought, and he won. 71 days, 50% body weight loss, a diet of leeches and contaminated water, feet so damaged they're still scarred today, but he's alive. Against all odds, against all medical predictions, against the Outback itself, he's alive. So the next time you think something is impossible, remember Ricky Megee. Remember the man who survived the unsurvivable. Remember that the human body and mind can endure far more than we think. And remember that sometimes, the difference between life and death is just refusing to quit. Because that's what saved Ricky. Not special training, not luck, just an absolute stubborn refusal to die.